Hey everyone, welcome back to Cali Plants. Me again, Mark, and today we're back at the greenhouse and we're gonna be doing a little tour of our space here. I've been changing, rearranging my plants. There are some that I brought outside, so yeah, I'll be showing that to you. And maybe I will be featuring some of our faster growing succulents since currently it is the springtime already, and I want to give you some insight and what succulent varieties grow much more quicker. So if you're one that wants to propagate, or if you already have the succulents, then maybe you can give some time to them so that you will have more of them before the season ends, before we get into the hotter season of the year. But before that, I also have some new plants to show to you. So I unboxed them last night and I wasn't able to record them. So now let's look at the new plants that we have. So here are the new plants that we have. I might have to shelter them because it's currently raining. Okay, and those are the plants that we have outside. Okay, so these new succulents came from Joan's CNS, so from Joan Alones, I believe. I will be sharing the shop's name at the description below. So these are all the plants that I have. We have our Crassula Tom Thumb because my Tom Thumb it wasn't doing so well. Okay, so there's that. Really nice, beautiful stock of Crassula and really beautiful little leaves. Okay, so we have that. I'm just hoping that this one will acclimate successfully and we'll have a much more beautiful Tom Thumb, because the other one we have isn't doing well. This is also another Crassula that I have. This is Crassula nudicollis, if I'm not mistaken, or Herrerae, okay, something like that. So this is a nice, beautiful, shiny looking Crassula. I also had this plant before. I wasn't able to show it, but sadly that plant of mine died, so I'm trying out again with a local seller because the one that I had before was a Korean version of this plant. Okay, it's kind of wobbly, but it's fine. There's that. We also have our Black Knight. I used to have a Black Knight here, but that died, so I bought another one, and this is a really beautiful Black Knight from Mom Joanne because it's also a very compact looking Echeveria. It's not as long leafed as your other Black Knight from other sellers. They have these really compact leaves, kind of reminds you of the Black Prince already, but this is a Black Knight, Echeveria affinis. Okay, there's that. We have our Crassula platyphylla. This is a really nice plant, really dark colors on that, burgundy red with some green. Kind of reminds you of our Crassula moneymaker, what they sell currently here in the Philippines, but this is much more wider and the leaves are much more thicker. So I'm thinking kind of resembles you, it kind of reminds you of the Crassula clavata. Okay, really nice. We also have here this JPM, okay, or JMR, okay, Japan Moon River. Really nice, beautiful Echeveria, and I really like how it was shipped. The leaves are really dry and firm as well, and it doesn't have any rotting on it. It's really beautiful how they ship this. The roots are very clean. I haven't done anything to this, so it arrived looking like this. It was very clean last night, so I don't have a lot of mess. So if you want that type of shipping, you can look up Ma'am Joanne's CNS on Facebook. So this is Japan Moon River, one of the wish list Echeverias that I've had for a very long time, and I was able to buy this one. The prices of this one have gotten much more lower, so if you're looking for this plant, you can buy one at a much cheaper price currently. It used to be very expensive, by the way. Same with this one. This is Echeveria Diamond State. So you can look at the leaves, and that really interesting. It doesn't have a uniformity with its leaves. It really has this random leaf growth as it goes, and sometimes the leaves will become longer, probably with less sun, but with more sun it will have this much more compact, wider leaves, and really beautiful color on that. I believe that you don't have to stress this too much to see the red coloring. Really nice. This is Graptosedum mule, I believe. It's an Sedum clavatum crossed with a Graptopetalum of some type, and this is really nice. I believe that this one will just be a fast growing Graptosedum, and you can look at the leaves, really adorable fat leaves on that one. Okay, so there was a commotion outside, so let's just resume right now. Okay, this is the last one. This is Peperomia nivalis or Dolabriformis as well. And you can see this one has a much more compact shape compared with the Peperomia we have inside. And actually, I wasn't intending to get this plant anymore, but Ma'am Joan was so kind to send the plant. I think it was a freebie. I don't think I paid for this. So really, thank you so much to the seller. And I really love this nice compact Peperomia. So what I will be doing with this one, I will be trying to grow this here in the greenhouse to see if it will survive, because I believe they have a much more high light condition wherever this came from. So that's why it's much more compact and much more chubbier. So I will be trying that. If you have any tips on your Peperomia Dolabriformis, please hit it up on the comments below. Okay, so that's about all the new plants that I have. I will be having another unboxing soon. We will have another batch of succulents incoming. But now let's focus on the faster growing varieties we have here in the greenhouse. We will just be going through them very quickly because the greenhouse is currently a mess. Okay, look at that, a lot of empty spaces because I've been moving some of my bigger succulents outside. You can see that we took that plant shelf out of retirement. Okay, that was actually not being used at the back of our house, so I brought it out so that we can have another spot to put our big succulents to. Actually, I'm planning to transfer all my large succulents there from here, so I'll be moving all these large succulents into that shelf. Okay, but they look kind of nice there. It's actually the first day getting rain today because it wasn't raining a few days ago, but I don't think that we will have a heavy rain today. But if they will get heavy rain, that's okay because they're already large and they're already actively growing. I don't think there's gonna be any problem with them rotting. So I will be moving them outside there, and they will not be covered, so that roof doesn't have any plastic on there anymore. So they will be getting full rain and shine, and I'm hoping that they will do better over there. Okay, so there's another segue from our topic, but anyways, let's go on to our fast growing succulents. This is one that I would like to show to you. I'm actually amazed by how fast this plant have grown. This is Echeveria setosa probably, or red chenille, or ruby sleepers for some others. I don't know if this is the ruby sleeper variety, if this one turns really red, but it has stayed green on me, and it's a fuzzy Echeveria, and I've really noticed how fast this was growing since I repotted it into this alnos compost potting mix. And you can see here the rosettes are getting wider. And this one, what I would say with this one, you have to be mindful of its flowering because it flowers a lot. So what I would recommend, if you don't want those flowers, cut it off. A lot of times they will be attracting mealybugs. So yeah, what I do, I cut it off at the stalk of the stem, at the where the stem connects to the main plant. I will cut it off, and then I will use the leaves on the flower stalk to propagate. So you can try that. Okay, I haven't had any success with it, but I've been trying it. I have our leaf propagations right here. It's kind of a mess. Okay, so that's one fast growing Echeveria. The other one is the Echeveria Onslow. You can see how much this plant has progressed since I last shown it on camera. So this one is a really fast grower. If you want to have a faster growing Echeveria, I would recommend that one. Another fast growing variety here, this Echeveria runyonii. I featured it recently, and I repotted it because it wasn't doing well in that other pot. So now it's here. I watered it, and it's kind of firm, and it's getting ready to be watered again because the potting mix is drying out. Okay, another fast growing one is the Echeveria Perle Von Nurnberg. Okay, sometimes they sell it as pink leaves. And we also have our Echeveria elegans. This one has been doing a lot better for me these past few days. This was a large succulent. It dropped a lot of leaves with our heavy pumice potting mix. So I placed it in a potting mix that has more organic material. And now I can see that the growth is just consistent on that one. So I'm thinking that in a few weeks, this will be a full large size succulent again. Another one is this Echeveria, I really don't know the name. This is not an Echeveria Lola, but it's one that reminds you of it. This is my Echeveria Lola, by the way. Okay, the farina is not looking good yet, but the Echeveria Lola, I kind of think that it's kind of a fast-growing succulent, but it's one that I would really not recommend for beginners because this one tends to rot very quickly. So I've seen a lot of growers who are complaining that their Lola will just do well for some time, and then right out of nowhere it will just become rotten. So that's the same experience I've had with Echeveria Lola before. So I would be wary. You might want to have some experience with other succulents first before you try the Lola. And this one kind of reminds you of the Lola. I don't know if this is a Captain Hay or Nurnberg E, but something that looks like the Lola. It has that same pointed leaves and same nice pattern structure to its rosette. And this one is also a very fast grower. It's kind of thirsty right now, but the rosettes have gotten really wider compared to when I first got it. And this one is a really behaved succulent for me. It doesn't have a lot of problems. Even if it dries out a little bit, it doesn't drop a lot of leaves right away. And I would not water it very quickly because I'm careful not to kill it. But you can see here, it just stays consistent. Okay, probably I will water this today because it's a cloudy day, so that it will grow a little more. Okay, so that's what I do with this thin leaf Echeveria. So you might be seeing a pattern here of what I'm showing to you, that thin leaf Echeverias are really fast growers. Compared with thick leaf Echeverias, they are very slow. So I would recommend, if you want faster growing varieties, go with the thin leaf Echeverias. Okay, this is one also that I want to show you. I want to spotlight because this has been a very fast growing Echeveria for me. Echeveria Joan Daniels. This is probably a nodulosa and purpusorum hybrid. You can see the influence on the rosette on that one. Okay, let me just take it. You can see the purpusorum influence on the edges of the leaves. Okay, on the stripes, probably that's a purpusorum hybrid, and also probably is crossed with a nodulosa. This has been a good performer for me. When I first got it, it wasn't overflowing its spots, so now it's overflowing, and we have this other rosette. It bloomed recently, and I cut off the bloom. And whenever it's thirsty, I will feel the leaves. I will feel the leaves like this, and if it's kind of flappy, and if the potting mix is dry, then I will water it. And right now it seems like it's flappy, but I'm not sure if the potting mix is dry. Sometimes I will look at the bottom to see if it's dry. Okay, I will check on that. I can see it on camera. But if it's really dry right now, then I will probably be watering it today. Okay, so there's that. Okay, now let's move on to our next genus, and these are the Graptopetalums. You can see that my large Graptopetalums at the back are not there anymore. They're outside. Okay, really. And all of Graptopetalums, I would say, are fast growers. All of them. Okay, not one of them are slow growing. They're active growers. They're not passive. Even the hybrid ones like the Titobans are really fast growers. So if you want to have fast growing succulents, I would recommend you look for Graptopetalums and Graptopetalum varieties or hybrids. So especially with the mirinae, the mendozae, you can see here, this is just a propagate of my large mendozae outside. You can see here the leaves are really looking nice. Okay, and they're very compact growers for me. Okay, I don't know for others, but for me, with the light that they get, they really grow compact. This used to be a very leggy mirinae when I first got it, but you can see as it grows these rosettes on their leaves, so they look like they're more compact right now. And really nice look on that. This is Graptopetalum Ellen. I have seen a lot of growth on this plant recently, and I really love the pinkish look on that. So really adorable succulent. Those are actually two plants that I've combined into one single pot, and I will just probably propagate the hanging ones on the sides. Really nice, a lovely variety. I would recommend you get an Ellen. It's really beautiful, it's really pinkish, and it grows quite easily once you know the potting mix it needs. And once you establish it, it grows quite fast as well. The only slow growing one for me is this amethystinum. Okay, this amethystinum is a pretty slow grower, but it has that nice thick leaves and that pinkish color as well. And also the superbum, kind of a more slower growing Graptopetalum. But these clumping ones, the hybrids, they're very fast growers. The lovely rose, you can see how much this one has progressed. You can see the rosettes on that one. I will just probably fix this hanging one. That one as well, we have a lot of growth. That one is getting wider. That is the same plant, but it's getting wider. Sometimes they will do that. The lovely rose, I don't know how to make them compact again, but that is a lovely rose. The lovely rose hybrid, the hero ones, or the Graptoperia phantom, Okay, they call it the lovely rose hybrid. That is one that is also very fast growing, so I would recommend that. Okay, next. On our hanging section of the greenhouse, we have this string of watermelon. These have been doing much better for me recently because of the potting mix that I put it in. I added a lot more organic materials. The other stem broke off, so I put it up there to let it root, and I'm hoping that it will just root and it's not drying up. Okay, it's still cloudy today, so it's not drying up too much, and the leaves get much more thicker if you give it a lot more watering and a lot more organic heavy potting mix. Okay, so there's that really nice look on the leaves. It has that stripes, string of watermelons. Okay, those other ones are, I would say, slower compared to that one. This one is kind of a fast grower. The pendants, I still have to repot it because I think that it overgrew its potting mix. There's only a few pot soil in there, so I will still need to repot it, but it's a fast grower, the pendants. We also have these ones. They have grown a lot recently because I've been watering them more often, because one of our commenters said that string plants actually want a lot of water. So yeah, I started watering them more, and now they're doing well. They have some hanging vines, but usually what I would do, I would put it back. But this one, since it's already overgrown, I will just let it hang. Same with that one. Okay, really nice. You would probably have more faster growth on that one if you have a more organic heavy potting mix. For me, it's planted in a lot of pumice, so that's why I think it's growing much more slowly. So I think I have to repot that. Okay, on our cacti, cacti, they have been growing quite recently, but when you neglect them for a long time, they will shrink. So I have seen some shrinkage on this one, some shrinkage on that one. I know that that is a large cactus, but because it's currently not hot, because it's currently, I think it's a dormant season, I don't water them very often. So yeah, they've shrunk. Same with this one, it has shrunk a little bit. Okay, so if you're one that really waters a lot, I would recommend cacti because they will grow very quickly and very large if you are more of a continuous waterer. Okay, I find that cacti need more water than with other succulents. Yes, I would say it. Okay, probably because of the potting mix. I'm not sure. On to our next. This is our tray of newly repotted succulents because I'm planning to sell them. They are already propagates of my other plants. So we have our Mickey Mouse cactus. This one is a large one that is also a propagate from that Mickey Mouse cactus. So these bunny ears cactus are fast growers if you really know how to care for them, and if you have plenty of light, they will just produce pads very quickly and you will not be noticing it. So I would recommend that if a pad is looking not good, or if a pad is looking ugly, take off the pad. Once it's large enough, put it in soil, and once you make new pads grow, the new pads will look much more better. Okay, so that's what I do. If there's ugly pads, look at this one. This is an ugly looking pad. I planted it, and now you don't notice it as much because of the new growth that it has. Same with this one, ugly looking pad, new growth looking much nicer. So yeah, that's what I do with my bunny ears. Okay, so those are other fast growing succulents as well. We will be seeing more of this one later on. Okay, these are my crassulas. Okay, crassulas are some of the thirstier succulents, I would say, compared with the others. So you can see here, another commenter of ours recently spoke about the desiccation of crassulas that will usually happen if you underwater. So that is desiccation, that is not rot. So desiccation, sometimes you might confuse it with rotting, but that's the time when the stem gets really dry and really dried out. So that is desiccation. That means you are underwatering the plant. So what I would recommend, check your crassulas much more often because they will sometimes need a little more often watering, and especially now that it's a growing season. Okay, we have our other beautiful crassulas right here. The clavata I'm not able to grow a lot yet, but I'm hoping that it will just strive and grow. We have our beautiful crassulas. Okay, but I will not be highlighting any of them. I will probably highlight them in a later video, but they are very thirsty. They are much more thirstier than your other succulents, and they would appreciate a little more organic material in their repotting mix. This is the new one that we have. Okay, really nice. I have my Crassula, the faster growing varieties. However, I will say this Crassula burgundy on the ground because I've been letting them dry. Crassula burgundy, really fast growth on that one. Some people doesn't appreciate this, but I really like this plant. It's a well-behaved succulent and it grows really consistently. It has a lot of babies already, so I don't know if I'm gonna be propagating some of that later on. This is one that is much more sturdy, much more durable Crassula, because it has this much thicker stems and that really nice look on the leaves, on the variegation, and the fast growth. That has already a lot of new growth. These are new growths. These are new growths. New growth right here. So if you want something that's consistent and beautiful and really attracting, I would recommend the Crassula volkensii. It has this nice bouncy appearance that you would want if you want some motion on your garden, because a lot of succulents don't move a lot. So this one is really nice, really adorable plant. We also have our stocking crassulas right here. They're doing better since we repotted them. And we also have our crassulas. These are muscosa and tetragona. These are the really fast growing ones. I put them here because they have some pests, so I will be washing them off the mealybugs, but they are really fast growers. And I managed to propagate a lot of these over the years and gave away some of them. So if you want something that's really growing, that is on the bushy type, I would recommend the muscosa and the tetragona. Okay, this one is a little bit of leggy growth. I will probably clean this up soon. On to the last area of our greenhouse. Okay, we have our Haworthias here, the little gem. By the way, also another fast grower. Okay, the neighbors are kind of noisy right now. And what surprises me with these Haworthias is how some of them grows very quickly, and it surprised me really. This one, the Haworthia limifolia, this one is an active grower. You can see here, these are the pups, and I have another pup right here, and it's really nice. I already removed 2 of the pups, which is on there on our selling tray, and it still grows consistently, and it still has these new pups to give out, to push out. Yes, and that's really nice. I was actually surprised how fast that one grows and that one produces pups. So really nice, adorable Haworthia. And the structure on that is really beautiful as well. Okay, these ones, the zebra plants, they're not doing it yet for me. They're not growing fast enough, so probably I will let them establish a little more. These rare ones, they're really slow growing. Next one is our clumping Haworthias. These are really beautiful, and they're really fast growers as well. So you can see here all the clumps that we have. Even in the main mother rosette, you can see all the pups it has. So I probably need to remove some of the pups on this one. So they are really fast growers. Okay, and we might have to rush on because this video is getting too long again. And also this one, these are clumps already when I got them, so they're not fast growers. But some aloes are really consistent growers. You can see here this aloe that I have. This is a really consistent grower for me. You can see the pup on that. It's already getting large. I might have to remove that and repot it and sell it for some bucks also. We have these orbeas, our Stinky Plants. They're really fast growers. Some of the faster growing succulents ever, and some of the thirstier ones, they will get really droopy once they become thirsty. So you might want to give them a lot more water compared with your other succulents. Some people will have problems with them rotting. That's because they probably give it less sun. This is one that is really light thirsty. It needs a lot of light to thrive and to grow. It's a very active grower, so I would not recommend you put this in a very dark location because it will rot. Okay, you can see here, this is already a propagate of that other one we have there, and it has really nice beautiful blooms that have these really red lips and really beautiful blooms. Sometimes they will smell a little bit, but I don't mind it. It's in the greenhouse, so yeah, there's that. And we have our neglected cacti here, and these are the other aloes I have. Aloes generally take some time to establish, but once you make them establish, they will just push on growth. Okay, but they're not the fastest growers. So that's why aloes are much more expensive. So if you want to invest on some more expensive varieties, I would recommend the aloes for you. Okay, let's just go quickly outside so you can see all the outdoor succulents that I already have here. Okay, these are all fast growers, by the way. Sedums, Graptopetalums, ghost plant. Yeah, we have this Echeveria that has a mealybug on it. This one, mirinae, this is the largest mirinae we have. This is our super donkey tail, or okay, I forgot the name. Okay, but really fast grower on that one. We have our peach pride. This is a very fast growing succulent, very thirsty one as well. It gets very thirsty very quickly, so I would recommend you water it more often. If you notice the leaves getting droopy, and if you water it consistently, it will just push on growth. And I really love the compact look it has right now. Okay, and we have some pups right there. Okay, so there's that. So this one is propagated by beheading and by pups. You would not be able to propagate this via leaves, I believe. Sedum, fast growing ones. Graptopetalum mendozae. We have our lovely Calancho tomatosa that we got from the arrangement that we have. I recently deconstructed our arrangement because they're not doing well. So yeah, I removed the Paraguayense on there. I will be deconstructing that even further because it's not looking good. Okay, we have our sedum reverting to another one. Okay, just that. So yeah, on this section, you will notice the faster growing calanchos I have, flapjack, yeah, some other calanchos, and the deconstructed arrangement. Okay, so there's that. Okay, but I will probably do another video on my calanchos later on. I'm planning to add more to my collection, the calanchos. Okay. So I think that's about all the fast growing varieties that I wanted to highlight for now. Some of these plants I've shown before, but I really want to share with you those faster growing ones so that you have some idea on what varieties you can choose if you're planning to grow a lot of succulents, if you're planning to propagate a lot of them. And probably you might want to give focus on these plants currently this growing season because they will be growing a lot more, and if you manage to grow a lot more of them, you will be able to sell them probably or give them away. You can add fertilizers to them so that they can grow faster. If you can repot them, add more organic materials to their potting mix, I would recommend it, and add some larger size pammies so that the roots will still be airy but it will not be compacted by very small pammies. So I would recommend that right now. And currently I'm still gonna be repotting some other succulents because I will be propagating a lot of them. I'll probably be posting a sale on my succulents soon, probably. Okay, you can hit the like on our Facebook page, Kale Plants on Facebook, and you can also follow me, Mark Maravillo, on Facebook, so that you will not miss any of those updates if I sell my plants. And also, I want to shout out to our Facebook friends, to our Facebook commenters that really support the channel. So I'm really glad that I managed to be in touch with those people. So I will be posting their names probably here on the screen. Okay, so I think that's about it for this video, guys. Please make sure to hit the thumbs up if you haven't already, and hit the subscribe if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.